Hello, in the last lesson you saw how to write multiplications down. In this lesson we'll do the same with division, and this time there are only two methods. I'll show you the first method using this sum, 84 divided by 5. Now most people find division harder than multiplication, so an estimate's even more important when you're dividing. How could we estimate this answer? Well, 84 is between 50 and 100, and they're both easy multiples of 5. 50 divided by 5 is 10, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. So since 84 is between 50 and 100, I'd estimate that the answer will be between 10 and 20. Let's see. First, you write down the number you're dividing, 84. Now you're going to take lots of 5 away from 84 until you can't go any further. Now we already know a handy multiple of 5 from our estimating, 10 lots of 5. What's really nice about this method is it doesn't matter which multiple you use. Because we're keeping track by writing everything down, everything works out in the end. So 10 5s are 50. We've used up 50 of the 84 we're dividing. How much is left? Well, that's a subtraction sum. 84 take away 50. That's quite easy to do. 4 take away 0 is 4. 8 tens take away 5 tens is 3 tens. 34. And with this method, you just keep taking away multiples of 5 over and over until you can't get any further. So now we're looking for some multiple of 5 that's easy to take away from the 34 we have left. We're in the 5 times table, so your number facts tell you that 6 times 5 is what you want. 6 times 5 is 30. So we've used up another 30, and we need to take it away from the 34 we had left. 34 take away 30 is easy, it's just 4. And now we've come to the end. 4 is too small to take any more 5s away from it. 4 is the remainder that you have left at the end of this division. So the answer to this sum, 84 divided by 5, is something remainder 4. But what's the something? Well, that's why you wrote down these steps. We used 10 lots of 5 here, and another 6 lots of 5 here. Now, however you did the division, whatever multiples you took off at each step, you have to add these up to find out how many you took off altogether. 10 add 6 is 16, 16 lots of 5. So, when we divided 84 by 5, we took off 16 lots of 5 and had a remainder of 4 left over. So the answer is 16 remainder 4. Is that the right answer? What about the estimate? Well, we estimated that the answer would be between 10 and 20. Well, 16 is certainly between 10 and 20, so I think we've got it right. Good. But is it the right answer? Well, remember that depends on what the question was. If you were dividing 84 counters between 5 people, then 16 remainder 4 would be the right answer. But if this was a money question and you were dividing 84 pounds between 5 people, well, you could go on and split the 4 pounds you had remaining. Well, we haven't been told the question this time, we've just been given the numbers, so I think it's okay to stop here. 84 divided by 5 is 16 remainder 4. Now, there's also the second method I told you about, and that's called short division. Now, when I show you this method, you'll find it very hard to spot the difference from the one you've just done. So I'll let you into a secret. There really isn't one. But writing your division out in the short division way will be very helpful later on when we get rid of the unnecessary bits. You'll see what I mean. This time the division we'll do is this one. 96 divided by 6. What about an estimate first? Well, we need to think about this one. 96 is close to 100, but 100 divided by 6 isn't an easy sum to do either. So let's look a bit closer. 6 is close to 5, but a bit more. So our estimate could be the answer to 100 divided by 5. Well, that's 20, isn't it? We'd expect our answer to be around 20. Let's remember that and get on with the short division. One thing that is different from the last method is that the sum is written out like this. Here's what you're dividing. You put a line across the top of it, and then there's this curved line, a bit like a bracket. And to the left of that, you put the number you're dividing by, 6. You read this in exactly the same way as the original sum. 96 divided by 6. 96 divided by 6. Now, one advantage of setting the sum out like this is you've got lots of space here below it. You don't have to copy the 96 to begin with, as you did last time. But that's the last difference. From now on, you work in exactly the same way and write exactly the same things down. So, the first question is, can you spot a nice multiple of 6 to take away from 96? Well, 10s are easy. So let's start by taking off 10 lots of 6. That's 60. So we have to take that away from the 96 we started with. Units first. 6 take away 0 is 6, and then the 10s. 9 10s take away 6 10s is 3 10s. That leaves us with 36. And now we start all over again. But this time we're in luck, because 36 is in the 6 times table. It's 6 times 6. That's 36 exactly. So if we do the subtraction, it's obvious that we'll get 0. This division doesn't have a remainder. But how many lots of 6 did we use? 10 here and 6 here. Add them up and that gives you 16. 16 lots of 6. So the answer to this division is 16 and no remainder. 96 divided by 6 equals 16. Does that match our estimate? We estimated the answer would be around 20. 16 is a bit less than 20, but it's close enough. I think we've got it right. Well done. Now this is very, very like the last method. The only real difference is writing the sum out like this. But remember what happened with short multiplication. There was a new improved short multiplication that meant you didn't have to write down the bits like this. Well, there's also a new improved short division too. When you learn about that method, you'll find it's not necessary to write these bits down, because there's a nice way of keeping track without that, and the answer will come out without any adding. In fact, in that new and improved short division, the answer will come out here, on the top of this line. That's why I put the line in. Now, I'm not going to show you the new improved version yet. If you're like me, you'll find division more difficult than multiplication. So I want you to get really used to using this method before we move on. We'll do the improved version in a later lesson. But to end this lesson, we'll do just one more. Here it is. 67 divided by 5. And it's written out in the usual short division way. So, can you spot a nice multiple of 5 to take away from 67? Well, we know that 10 lots of 5 is 50. So let's take 50 away from 67. So we do the subtraction. 67 take away 50 is 17. And now we're looking for a nice multiple of 5 that we can take away from 17. Now the best one is 3 lots of 5, which would be 15. But let me show you that the short division method always works, even when you don't make the best choice. Let's take away 2 lots of 5. That's 10. And when we do the subtraction, 17 take away 10, we have 7 left. So now we're looking for a nice multiple of 5 to take away from 7. Well, this time it's 1 times 5 and we can't do any better than that. 1 times 5 is 5, and when we take that away from 7, we're left with 2. Well, since I can't take any more 5s away from 2, that's the remainder, 2. But how many lots of 5 did I take away? Well, there were 10 here, 2 here, and a last 1 here. That's 13 altogether, 13 lots of 5. So my answer is 13 remainder 2, which means the answer to the original sum, 67 divided by 5, is 13 remainder 2. And I didn't have to be clever at any stage. If I'd known that 13 lots of 5 made 65, I could have taken all 13 lots off in one go. But I didn't do that, and the short division worked just as well. Do practice this version of short division really hard in your exercises, because if you get it sorted now, it'll save you having a lot of trouble later on. So work hard at it, because in the next lesson we're moving on to something else, fractions. Good luck, and I'll see you then.